w jaki sposób pozostali się żyć członkowie. Szewców nie zabijali, krawców i tego kamarzy. Każdy, kto pracował dla Niemców, to Niemcy trzymali ich 2 lata, żeby ich obsłużyć, żeby im dać. Więc oni znali nazwiska i imię, z jakiego miasta, z jakiego kraju pochodzą. I oni byli najlepsi świadkowie.
They visited offices, corrupted plain-clothes policemen and functionaries by buying them chocolate, cigarettes and alcohol. They used to exchange information about Nazi criminals with another group led by Simon Wiesenthal.
Przeważnie on przyjeżdżał do Lincu i myśmy rozmawiali, albo myśmy telefonowali ze sobą, bo on się pytał, czy ja mam świadków przeciwko komuś, którym on się zajmuje, i odwrotnie. To ja się pytałem, żeby we Wiedniu szukał świadków, że ja ich potrzebuję. To na tym to polegało.
Ja kilka razy, jak jechałem w Wiedeń, Linz, Salzburg i do Germanii, to wstąpiłem do Wiesenthala. Jak mu przywiozłem zeznania świadków z Stuttgartu, że komisarze Steyr-Daimler-Puch pracowali w Radomiu w wytwórni broni.
The search for Adolf Eichmann also started in Vienna. He had been supervising the departures of Jews from all over Europe to death camps. That meant searching for a man whom no one among the searchers had ever seen, not even his photograph.
Posłał mnie do sklepu, gdzie ojciec Eichmana tam był, razem z braćmi Eichmana, siostrę, i mówi: słuchaj, Tadek, do mnie, Tadek, Tobia, kup kilka lamp elektrycznych i inne sprawy, żeby ci dał pokwitowanie i niech podpisze Eichmann, a żeby wiedzieć, jak ta morda Eichmana, Adolfa, wygląda, czy jest podobieństwo do ojca i do braci, do synów i tak dalej. Ja poszedłem tam, kupiłem te lampki i wziąłem pokwitowanie, mówiłem z ojcem i wróciłem do Wiesenthala, mówiłem, widziałem, widziałem ojca i braci i tak dalej, ale nie mogliśmy znaleźć pierwsze zdjęcie Adolfa Eichmanna.
I learned that one of the aides of Eichmann, Dieter Wislicena, was in a prison in Bratislava. I went there, interrogated him. I found the name of the driver of Eichmann, who was in a jail in Vienna. I went there with Tadek, and yes, and we interrogated him, and he gave us. He told us that he left Eichmann in Prague, and he doesn't know where he is now. But he gave us the name of a former lover of Eichmann, somewhere near Linz, and I sent Manus Diermann here present, and he succeeded to obtain the first photo of Eichmann. Eichmann was a man who never let himself being photographed because he knew exactly one day what would happen to him.
Unfortunately, despite numerous talks to witnesses and visits to all possible places in Europe, they didn't manage to find a trace of Eichmann. In 1952, the mission of Friedman in Austria came to an end. His secret mission was not fulfilled successfully because he was excluded from the secret service, just because the hunt for Nazi criminals became his obsession. He turned a blind eye to all other tasks.
Erich Friedman was the head of this documentation center, and we could finance his operations. And they found quite a large number of criminals in Austria, especially former policemen who were with the Einsatzgruppen, as they were called in Poland, directly responsible for the murder of Jews. And many of them were caught and were handed over to the authorities, either the Polish authorities, Austrian authorities, and many of them met their fate afterwards. And he collected a lot of material, and with the help of his assistants, the young people who worked with him, they succeeded in finding many of those criminals.
Haifa is a beautiful city situated on the slopes of Carmel Mountain in the northern part of Israel. It's the biggest seaport and a big industrial center. Here he settled down with his wife after arriving from Austria. Why in this place? His wife, an oculist, had found a job in the hospital. He started to work in the National Memory Institute, Yad Vashem. Well, the Eichmann case. Catching him and taking him to court was Friedman's main target. Not everyone liked it. Some people used to say, "It's all gone. It's the past." Others claimed that it was not elegant to remind the Germans of their war crimes, since the German government was paying compensation to Jews. He was rather lonely undertaking this task. Only his wife supported him, emotionally and financially. He used to sell original letters of German officials and old maps to the collectors, and was in search of sponsors. He got through to 2 rabbis who had helped Wiesenthal, but their answer was short. The world does not need 2 heroes. He didn't break down though. He continued the process of gathering the documentation from all over the world, checking all the information. Many of the traces excluded each other. The breakthrough came with a letter from the German Public Prosecutor's Office announcing that Eichmann most probably lives in Kuwait or Argentina. The news reached the mass media all over the world. At that time, he tried to win the interest of the Prime Minister Ben-Gurion. He asked for his former chief Arthur, the tallest in the picture, for help in arranging a meeting. In the middle of 1959, there was a big pre-election meeting. Premier Gurion was taking part in it. Friedman addressed him there with a dramatic call, saying that Jews should not forget about millions of people who died in the crematories. It is our debt to their families, he said. Ben-Gurion made a note in his diary, and a few days later the Mossad was given the order to catch Eichmann. But the turning point in the process of tracking down the Nazi murderer came with a letter delivered to Friedman from Lothar Hermann, a German from Argentina. He wrote that his daughter made friends with Nikolaus Eichmann, Adolf's son. Although his name is now Ricardo Clement, he's the criminal searched for. A group of 30 agents of the Mossad went to Argentina, rented a villa, and for a few days watched Eichmann. Later he was caught and questioned.
Un momentito, señor.
The whole operation was kept such a secret that the Minister of Culture traveling on the same plane learned about the action a few days after the plane landed in Tel Aviv.